Okay, you would take care of that. Okay.
Yeah. Nandini, you can just introduce Malthi.
Yes.
And then,
Okay. So with Malti ji, we have a very inspired individual today as speaker. She has been living in Germany since 2006. She has completed B Electrical and Electronics from University of Madras, and she is running this Parayanam group together with Sri Vasudevanji. We just heard on last Tuesday about it again. And apart from that, she's also known as a motivational speaker and podcaster, and also a wonderful socio-cultural entrepreneur. And she also runs a portal called Bhogya Online. This is also a platform which aims to make a positive impact on society and spreads timeless wisdom. So, Maltiji, I won't waste more time. I'll just hand over the mic to you, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nandini ji. That was a very detailed and lovely introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you also to Adhyatmavari group, particularly Mrinalini ji, who's been supporting us. And very happy that she has provided, the group has provided me with a lovely opportunity to share something that I had recently learned about. And I'm very happy to share because I'll just get into it. I would like to start with a small shloka. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha. Pujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Manojavam Maruta Tulyavegam Chitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanara Yuta Mukyam Sri Rama Dutam Shirasa Namami. The topic of the day is effective communication skills. And, Ramayana is one of our itihasas. And there's so much that one can learn. It's a treasure trove of wisdom. And it provides us with countless instances from where we can pick up a lot of valuable lessons for our life. And it is one such instance, like I said, that I came across through one of the writings Nandini ji mentioned, that I'm the founder of the socio-cultural platform. It's a knowledge platform, Bhogya Online. And one of our contributors there has written a lovely article on the effective communication skills. And I have picked up that idea and kind of tried to share that wisdom, that timeless wisdom of Hanumanji on this wonderful Chaitra Navaratri days. And in this epic, there are very few characters who shine as bright as Hanumanji. He's an embodiment of devotion, wisdom, and unparalleled strength. Now, among his many virtues, there's one that definitely stands as a guiding light for all of humanity, and that is the way he seamlessly integrates his thought, words, and action. Now, this is a unique thing about his character, and we see that Sri Rama and Lakshmana are very appreciative of this character of Hanuman. And we see that in the Kishkinda Kandam, in the Sarga 3 and 4. Now, this is where Hanumanji meets Sri Rama for the very, very first time. In the entire Valmiki Ramayana, this is where Hanumanji meets Rama and Lakshmana in the Kishkinda Kanda. Now, Kishkinda is in the midst of the Dandakavana, where Rama and Lakshmana enter after Rama kills Kabanda. He's a Ghora Rakshasa. Now, after Rama kills him, he becomes a very beautiful Danava. He was earlier cursed by one of the rishis, and I'm just looking at which he was cursed by Indra. I'm not going into the backstory of that. He was cursed by Indra and he became a Rakshasa. And because of Rama, he gets the wonderful opportunity of a moksha. And as he was dying, he suggested that Rama and Lakshmana go meet Sugriva in the Dandaka forest, especially in the Kishkinda, in the Rishyamukha Parvata, on the banks of the Pampa river. And then he dies. So hearing that, Rama and Lakshmana walk into the dense forest where there are lots of wild animals, very dangerous animals, and they walk for a very long time, but they're unable to find Sugriva. Rama, throughout the Ramayana, throughout the Kishkinda Kanda, the Aranya Kanda, and also the just before the other one, sorry, I'm not getting the name. So throughout Ramayana, you can find in many places where Rama literally cries with tears. And Lakshmana is the one who consoles him so deeply. And this was also one such incident that where Rama and Lakshmana become very tired and Rama is very dejected and almost depressed that he is not able to find Sugriva. And as Lakshmana continues to console him every now and then, whenever Rama is feeling very low. Now, as they were talking and conversing, sitting in one place, from the Rishyamukha Parvata, Sugriva sees these two brothers. He was immediately scared, seeing these two brothers who are so valiant, so strong. From a distance, he could make out that these two are very strong human beings and not really human beings. He thought that his brother Vali had sent these two people to kill him. A small backstory there. Vali and Sugriva are brothers, and there was a fight that they had with somebody else. And during that fight, Sugriva ran into a cave to hide. And by then, Vali had decimated the enemy. And when he was searching for Sugriva, he could not find him. And he thought that Sugriva had abandoned him in the midst of a war. And he was very upset when Sugriva came. He banished him from the kingdom. And he also took his kingdom and wife from Sugriva, and he went to another place. Now, Sugriva was then living in the Kishkinda, in the Dandaka forest, in the Rishyamukha Parvata. Again, there's a backstory. Vali would not be able to enter Rishyamukha Parvata because of a curse that he had received from the Matanga Maharishi. Now, when Sugriva sees Rama and Lakshmana enter the Kishkinda, the Dandaka forest, and he's really afraid. He runs here and there, not knowing what to do. He calls on his minister, seeking advice, and he could see that he was, when we are angry and when we are upset and we are very scared, we don't know what to do. We'll just run helter-skelter, and we are just seeking for advice here and there, what to do. And in that situation, Hanumanji comes and pacifies him, and he says, no, this is not worthy of a king to be so scared. And actually, you're scared for no reason at all. You should act wisely. First, think calmly, and then you plan your next steps. I mean, there's no point in you calling yourself a king and not showing your wisdom. Now, this is a very important point here to note, that Hanumanji is once again showing his knowledge and also showing that he's an able minister even in times of crisis like this. And then all the ministers, get together. Sugriva has ministers such as Jambavan and I'm just looking for the names. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he's looking for all the ministers huddle together, and then they discuss as to what they can do. And then they decide that Hanuman would go to those two brothers and gauge what kind of people they are, whether they are indeed being sent by Vali, and what they want to plan the next steps. And Sugriva says, don't go in this form, because if they are people sent by Vali, they would easily recognize you, and that would straight away lead to me and to my demise. So go in a disguise and find out what they are here, what they are doing here. So Hanuman, dressed like a bhikshu or a Brahmin, and he addresses them. He reaches the place where Rama and Lakshmana are sitting. And we have to remember here that Rama is very sad at this point of time. And he reaches them. He prays. He bends down. He offers his obeisances to Rama and Lakshmana, and he starts talking. And here he displays exceptional communication skills. He addresses them with very gentle and respectful tones, and he praises their appearance and valor. Now, he was struck, actually, just like Sugriva thought, even Hanuman was struck by their majestic appearance, which radiated divinity. Their physical structures, features like the lotus eyes, the broad chest, the arms, their serene demeanor, it all convinced him that they were no ordinary humans. They suspected them, in fact, to be gods who are here in the human form, just roaming around the forest. So he starts talking very graciously after offering his salutations. You look like Rajarishis and Tapasis, but you are armed with swords, bows, and arrows. Your presence here fills my heart with joy. There's an aura around you as if you were God. And I take it that you are here in the forest doing tapas. But how did you come to this spot? It is not so easily accessible. Now please tell me who you are. This river and this forest are made lovelier by your presence. The inhabitants of this forest are also looking at you with awe and reverence. Your courage and your strength are manifest. Your eyes look like lotus petals, and you have a broad chest. You seem to be unbeatable in a fight, and you look like a savior of many lives. You seem to be God disguised as humans, and these contradictory observances are really confusing me. So, who are you? Which country do you come from? And looking at you, I also feel that you are by birth belonging to some mighty kingdom, but you're dressed like an ascetic. You have matted hair and bark garments, and you also carry bows and arrows. He was talking for like 15 minutes, and he's asking, why are you both silent? And Rama and Lakshmana here teach us a very important lesson in communication, which is whenever there is effective communication, in communication generally, there are two aspects to remember. One is speaking, of course, and the other one is listening. And the third one is actually processing it as you're listening it. Otherwise, some people would say, enters through this and goes out through this. Some people say it doesn't even enter here, which is what is happening most of the time these days. But not so much in the Adhyatmavari group, where they have regular Vedanta sessions, and a lot of people are attending that and benefiting out of it. In addition to that, they have many other programs also. And for some people, it enters here, it goes here, but it's also forgotten. It's not processed in the right way. But here, Rama and Lakshmana and Hanuman are teaching us very important lesson. Though it happened several yugas before, it is still very much relevant today in helping us communicate very effectively with our family, with the society, be it the corporate or the social. Now, when Hanuman said that you look like God, there's an interesting background to this. Now, Hanuman has been blessed with Brahmajnana by Brahmaji, the Chaturmukha Brahma, during his childhood. Now, this enables him to see Rama as an incarnation of Vishnu. It's also believed that when Rama saw Hanuman, he showed his true form with 4 hands, the Shankha Chakra, Gada, and the Dhanush. And upon seeing Rama so, Hanuman gave up his bhikshu form and took his original form, which is a Vanara, And he said, again with a lot of respect, with his folded hands, with the Anjali Mudra we call it, he said, I am Hanuman. I am a minister of Sugriva, King Sugriva. Our king was banished by his elder brother Vali, the king of Kishkinda. Sugriva is a righteous person and he is seeking your friendship. He's full of grief and I am Hanuman. Again, he says, I'm the son of Vayu. Now, as ordered by my king, I came here in disguise, but now I am here before you, waiting for your reply. Saying that, he ended his 15-minute long monologue, and he suddenly realized I'm talking too much, and he wonders within himself, why am I talking so much to these strangers? Let me be silent and let them talk. So let me focus on my mission to know about who these two princes are. So he keeps quiet and he wants to listen to what Rama and Lakshmana have to say. Now, through this eloquent speech, where Hanuma first starts with a salutation and continues to praise Rama about their lineage, about their valor, about their features, and all of that, and also conveys very politely, very pleasantly about his doubts. So while doing all of this, he was also carefully gauging Rama and Lakshmana's intentions. Now, like I told you, Rama was very sad and depressed at that point of time. But listening to Hanuman speak so beautifully, Rama had a broad smile on his face. His face was beaming because of the admiration of the speech given by Hanuman. He was overwhelmed by the way he spoke. And there are very few instances in the Valmiki Ramayana where we can see Rama actually praising anyone, or let me say, praising anyone as much as he did for Hanuman. No. He told, oh, Saumitri. Saumitri is the son of Sumitra, which is he's addressing Lakshmana. This person by name Hanuman has come in front of us, introducing himself as the minister of the Vanara king Sugriva, and hence you address him by introducing us and explaining to him as why we are here. Now here there is a lesson on Raja Dharma, which says that a king should be addressed only by a king and a minister should be addressed by a minister. Since Rama didn't have anyone else with him, he requests his brother Lakshmana. He says, you are my father, you are my son, you are my minister, you are my protector, you are my everything now. I'm so lost. So you please talk to him and introduce us and explain to him about what we are seeking for. And they were in fact looking for Sugriva, right? So this is a dharma which in modern day also can be applied to, as an efficient leader, we can apply that as an effective skill. We should know whom to address and how to address. Now, as Lakshmana was about to talk, he said, hey, wait, Lakshmana, please wait. You also have to be very careful when you talk to this person. Now, I have never heard of such an excellent and brilliant speech from anyone in my life so far. He says, you be careful in how you reply. Now, Rama is known as Vakmi Shriman, which means an expert in talking. So if Rama has to appreciate someone, then we can imagine the caliber and the significance that Hanuman has in Rama's heart. Now, this is, the way Rama is going to appreciate how Hanuman spoke. Because he's now, providing a word of caution to Lakshmana as to how he should approach. And here we have a lesson on how to deliver a speech. Now, this is given in 5 or 6 verses in the Kishkinda Kanda, Sarga 4, from verse number 6 or 7. And this is a good learning for all of us, to understand how to deliver an excellent speech, how to conduct ourselves in front of an audience, what are the things to do, how to do, and what to avoid. The Tirukkural, in Tirukkural, written by a Tamil saint called Thiruvalluvar, he says, "Iniya ulavaga ennada kooral, kani iruppa kai kavarndappu." It means that a person should never employ a bad or filthy language when he or she addresses another person. The language that we use must be pleasing for the audience to listen to. People should not feel irritated or bored in listening to our talk. It should be really, very attractive. So in the next 5 to 6 verses, we can see the lessons on effective communication. Now, first, because of my lack of Sanskrit knowledge, I'm only sticking to the explanations of these verses. So I would recommend all of you to go to any verified source. Maybe IIT Kanpur has a translation, including the original Sanskrit text of the Ramayana. So I would invite you all to have a look at that. Now, Rama first appreciates his prior scholarship. Means he appreciates how Hanuman is a very learned person on the Vedas. He says the way he talks tells me that this person has learned the Rig Veda. Only when one learns the Rig Veda thoroughly, he would get the politeness and the humility. It's called Vinayam in Sanskrit. Now, only that can bring the politeness and humility in a speech. Only when one learns the Yajur Veda will they have the memory power, the art of remembering. I told you, remember, you comes through 1 year and it goes, and it has to be processed and remembered and recollected later. So unless, in the Yajur Veda, there are a lot of verses that are very difficult to pronounce. First of all, to read, to pronounce, and then to remember. And people learning the Yajur Veda or any Veda for that matter will go on a repetitive mode. There are also called these Ganapatis. So they have a very, very difficult way of learning. In fact, when we did the Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham here in Frankfurt, there was one Ganapati. Of course, he wasn't using the Ganapatyam here, but the Ganapatis learn it in such a way that they start with one line and then they start from the second word or the second letter of that first line and they come back there. And then it goes and it comes back. It goes and it comes back. I mean, it's amazing. So people learning the Yajur Veda have this Dharana Shakti or the memory power. Only if a person learns the Sama Veda, they will have the power of the shrewdness or grasping the content easily, which is called as the Vaidushya Buddhi in Sanskrit. Now, Rama says Hanuman has mastery over all the Vedas, and that is why he is able to craft his speech so well. And next, Rama appreciates the Hanuman's mastery over grammar. Now, he says, when Hanuman has spoken for such a long time, 15 minutes, I did not find one mistake also in the words he used. There are people who talk sentences. Let's say in one sentence, there are 5 words or 6 words. Sometimes the grammar goes here and there. Yeah. And the words are not, appropriate words are not chosen so that the context is delivered correctly. But here, there is no single mistake that Rama is able to find in Hanuman's speech. Next, the way he combines the words also to convey the meaning shows that he has learned the Vyakaranam, as it is called in the grammar Sanskrit. And the choice of words, the choice of words tell me that he also knows the Tarka Shastra. And the Bhimamsa, which is the expertise of explaining something very complicated, which is thought-provoking also. So, Hanuman is known to be called as the Navavyakarana Pandita, which means he has mastered all the 9 chapters of the Sanskrit grammar. Today in modern time, if one has to learn 1 chapter of the Sanskrit grammar, apparently it's going to take 12 years or something, and even learning 1 chapter is difficult. And imagine learning 9 chapters. But Hanumanji is supposed to have learned the 9 chapters in 9 days, just like Krishna and Balarama learned the 64 kalas in 64 days. Hanumanji learned it from Surya Bhagavan. as a child. Now, in the seventh verse, Rama is going to talk about how perfectly precise Hanuman has conveyed whatever he wanted to convey. Here, through this we can understand the importance of using the right words according to the context of what we are going to talk. Next, Rama talks about the body language used by Hanuman. Now, for these are very important aspects of a good speaker, the body language. Now, the focus should be on the content rather than the facial expressions or anything else. We have seen sometimes, singers, especially the classical singers. I don't know, I come from the South, so I can only speak about the Carnatic musicians. Some of them twist and turn their faces, their facial expressions would be so much when they go high. Sometimes the face is very contorted. And my focus is on this contortion rather than on the music. It's my fault, I should say. But Rama says, when somebody speaks, their facial expressions should be neutral. He says in Hanuman's face, I don't see his eyebrows coming together. He says like this, or head is turning, this. There's no movement. He just spoke with the same beauty all the time, all these 15 minutes. And the voice, some people have a guttural voice. Some people have a squeaky voice. Sometimes the voice comes from the throat. Sometimes it comes from the belly. Sometimes it comes from the head. And the tongue turns this way and that way, depending on the words that we use. But the entire duration of his speech, Hanuman's voice was constant. It didn't move up or down unnecessarily. So the speed also was uniform. And dhvani, or the tone, was also very pleasant. And throughout, he had a smile on his face, not as if he's an adversary or whether he was as if he was going to fight with us. Nothing of that sort. He had a pleasant smile. Now, I just read somewhere that the ancient scriptures or shastras list down 4 subtle but very important aspects that one has to take care of while delivering a lecture. They are called Iti, Shigri, Shirakampi, and Likita Patakaha. Iti means you have to be precise whenever you want to talk, not deviate or digress from the subject matter. Oftentimes we have seen speakers who would start something, go somewhere else, and come back. By the time you would have forgotten what the speech was all about. No, nothing like that. Iti means you have to be very precise and straightforward to the point. Shigri, Shigri means the talk itself should not be too fast or too slow. If you're too fast, the audience cannot listen. They will soon phase out. If it is too slow, it can be very boring. So the tempo should be maintained. Shirakampi means while speaking, the speaker should not tilt the head, move the head too much. It is ideal to keep the head still, so that and also maintain eye contact with the audience at all times, so that the speech is also engaging. The last one is Vitika Patakaha. Here, the speaker should have. Today we see a lot of speakers have the speech written down and they just read it from the text, from their notes. Rama says, or the Shastra says, that whoever is a speaker standing before an audience should not be doing that. They should have it in their memory and address the audience directly, maintaining an eye contact. So this is these 4 aspects, Rama says, has been shown by Hanuman. Now, with all of this praise, then Rama tells Lakshmana, now you please go talk to Hanuman and tell them who we are, and also let him know that we are looking for Sugriva, and here is his minister also wanting us to meet Sugriva. So then Lakshmana talks to Hanuman and tells them that we are the sons of Dasharatha, and our father begot us after doing the Putra Kameshti Yajna. So there are 4 brothers, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. And then he talks about the whole story of Kaikeyi getting the boons and why they were banished from the kingdom, and what happened to Sitama, who was kidnapped by, I mean, until at that point of time, they actually didn't know that Ravana had taken the, I'm not sure here. So they tell that Sita is lost and that they are on the way to meet Sugriva on the suggestion given by Kabanda. So listening to all of this, Hanuman was deeply moved, and so he said, okay, please allow me to take you to our King Sugriva, and I can facilitate a friendship, a kind of a meeting between the two of you, and you are both having a similar, what shall we say, a similar need. And he took them on his shoulders, and they went to the Rishyamukha Parvata, where Hanumanji, again, I'm not going into that part of it. Again, he made an excellent introduction between the two of them, and he facilitated a friendship accord between Sugriva and Rama Lakshmana. Now, this powerful alliance between Rama and Sugriva was also solemnized in the presence of Agni. Now, with this, the story ends, and I'll quickly go through the lessons that we can learn from this Hanuman's first meeting with Sri Rama. I hope I was clear up until now. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this meeting between Hanuman and Sri Rama in the Kishkinda Kanta in the Valmiki Ramayana offers us a lot of insights into effective communication. Hanuman's speech exemplifies clarity, his purpose, and his emotional intelligence. These are qualities that also resonate deeply in the modern age. Now, what are the specific points that we can pick up? The first one is clarity and precision. Hanuman's speech was marked by grammatical purity and brevity. As Rama said, he did not utter a single word which was irrelevant. Every word that he used was very relevant. And nor did he omit an appropriate word. So it is very important that we structure our message to convey the intent without ambiguity. We should avoid jargon, excessive elaboration, and we should let each word serve their purpose. So that's clarity and precision, number one. I'm going to share 6 lessons. The second one is an audience-centric approach. Now, before Hanuman actually jumped in to meet Rama and Lakshmana, he was apparently hiding and observing them, observing their body language, observing their facial body language, of course, including the facial expressions. And he was trying to gauge what was it that they were talking. Now, at that point of time, Rama was actually crying and Lakshmana was consoling him. And seeing all of that, Hanuman comes in front of them and he tailors his message to address Rama's needs, recognizing his divine stature and also advocating for an alliance or a friendship between Sugriva and Rama. Now, the effective communication means that we need to understand our audience, we need to understand their values, we need to understand their aspirations, and then craft a speech that would, or craft a message that would resonate well with them. The third one is, of course, again, emotional resonance. Here, it's more about the voice, the facial expressions, talking from the tone. Hanuman's voice actually rose from the chest, and he balanced his authority with humility. His voice was, the tone was not hurried, not loud, not sluggish. It was to the point. It was very calm. It was very pleasant. Now, this helps to build trust and authority. engagement. So that is emotional resonance. Next is point number 4 is purpose driven. Now, Hanuman's speech had a very clear objective. It was to find out who these two people were, and if they were not sent by Vali, his intent was to forge a friendship between Sugriva and Rama. So he started that by, like I said, with a Vandana first, and then he opened his mouth with a praise for Rama's valor, looks, and I mean, it was praise, but it was not, he was not overdoing it. It was not flattery. It was just to the point there again, once again. And it was establishing goodwill. And before he proposed a collaboration, he was first establishing a goodwill. Similarly, our speeches also in this modern day and age should begin with, as they call, a compelling hook, and it should stay anchored to the goal. Fifth point is authenticity and integrity. Now, Rama noted that the words spoken by Hanuman promoted general welfare, and it left a lasting impact. Now, this means Hanuman was authentic. He was rooted in his goal, and it was a selfless service that he was doing. And it was more to inspire an action rather than just to offer some flowery words to Rama. So he really had a purpose. He once again, it was to the point, and it was for the welfare of everyone. Lastly, it's a structured delivery. Now, Hanuman had organized his thoughts as he was observing from a distance. He had organized his thoughts carefully, logically, and moved step by step with his speech. So first it was introduction. Of course, introduction came at the end, but he nevertheless did that. And then he also gave his proposal as to why he was there. Now, this also mirrors the need to have an outline when we prepare for a speech or for a communication. We have an outline, and then each section seamlessly move to the next one, and we also have the audience focus. So this brings me to the conclusion. Now, as we can see here, so I'll just repeat the 6 points. One is to have clarity and precision in our speech. It has to be audience-centric approach. It has to resonate emotionally with the I'm saying audience. It could also be between two people, or when we are in a corporate setup with the people that we are talking to, or customer. And it has to be purpose-driven. The content has to be purpose-driven. It has to be authentic and also carry integrity with it. And then it also has to be structured properly. Now, from Hanuman's communication, we see that a great communication can transcend just words. It can connect hearts, it can build bridges, and it can drive meaningful outcomes. Rama's appreciation or analysis and appreciation of Hanuman's speech illustrates that a communication can also reflect one's character. As the Ramayana teaches us, mastering speech is not merely about mastering or memorizing the words and then just spitting it out in front of someone else, but the words have to align with truth and purpose. It's a timeless lesson, once again, in discerning our character through dialogue. So let's also strive to speak with clarity of thought, word, and action, just like how Hanuman had done, and see how we can be purposeful in our lives. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam lokha samasta sukhino bhavantu. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मनः प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. Thank you once again for the patient listening and also for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so
very
much,
much.
Malthi ji. And really, after carefully listening to your speech, I mean, at least I realized that there are so many aspects to look at Ramayan. It's not just only reading Ramayanas and thinking how brave they were and how this thing, but these things what you just explained, which we can still use in our everyday life, and that is, I mean, I find it really something worth thinking more every day about it.
Absolutely. I mean, Ramayana is not about Ramayana was born, Ramayana went to forest. I mean, Rama went to forest. Sita was kidnapped, Ravana was killed, and they all come back to live a happy life. No, that's not what Ramayana is all about. It's more of a Dharma Shastra teaching us a lot of dharmic aspects. And one has to learn Ramayana from a very well-read Acharya. If possible, I follow the Ramanuja Sampradaya, and here Ramanuja learned it from his Acharya, and the Acharya actually tested Ramanuja before he taught. The Acharya was none other than his own maternal uncle, but Ramanujacharya was tested by his own uncle before he taught Ramanuja the inner aspects, the inner meanings of Ramayana. Because it is like we are now in the gardening season has just begun. It is like preparing our garden. The soil has to be prepared, and it has to be ready before we can sow anything there. So similarly, Ramanujacharya's uncle actually wanted Ramanujacharya to be absolutely ready before he delivered his lecture for 17 days to him. So Ramayana is not easy to understand. If we look at it as a story, yes, it's probably very easy. Mahabharata is not so easy. A lot of plots and a lot of inside stories are there, backstories are there. It's like an Inception, you go several levels. Till today, I've never really understood Inception, the movie. But Ramayana is not so complicated, but it is full of meaning, it is full of depth. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Kishori Kaku, I think you wanted to say something.
Yes. What struck me in your speech was that Hanuman had a good knowledge of, not only good knowledge, but he was really a great knower of Vyakaranam.
Yeah.
And Hanuman is supposed to be the avatar of Shankar, Mahadev. And in actual Vyakaran, in Panini Vyakaranam, there are Mahesha Sutras. So many Vyakarana rules come from Mahesha. So actually he is the source of Vyakaranam. So learning 9 chapters in 9 days for him was nothing.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, those were the days when people were really probably very sattvic, and a lot of things were possible then. But I think with effort, we can try to achieve even if we achieve a tiny bit.
And not the distractions that we have these days.
Absolutely. I mean, distraction is the norm these days. It's like,
yes.
Yeah. It's
Thank you very much for a lucid and very interesting talk.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, thank you. Does anybody would like to ask anything to Malthi ji? Okay.
I see some of them I know here. I don't know. Kishori ji, of course, Nalini. I don't know
Yeah.
if I, Shrikala ji, I know Shruti Kulkarni, Shrija. Okay, nice. Thank you.
So thank you so much. And I hope we'll have sessions like this again also in future.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to share my knowledge, whatever I've been learning. And I mean, I'm not trying to push my platform, but it's a very interesting, not one article. He's written a series of articles called The Effective Communication. So effective communication skills. It's available on Vogia. You can just search effective communication skills. He has taken only one verse of those 6-7 verses which Rama had said, where he talks about how to talk. You know, the words should not be too long, nor too short, and it should convey the meaning. So only that verse he has taken and explained it over several articles. It's a very interesting read. Of course, we did not have the time, and I want to give a complete context. So I've taken it maybe more like a bird's eye view. But definitely, again, I would encourage you all to read. If you know Sanskrit, you can go to IIT Kanpur. Like I said, they have both the Itihasas and also few Puranas are there. Very brief translations are there.
Okay. Thank you once again.